With Apple's chief operating officer and the rumored successor to Tim Cook, Jeff Williams, set to retire at the end of the month in a surprising announcement, many are beginning to wonder, what about Tim Cook? When will he retire? And when that happens, who will be the next CEO? And what direction could Apple take as a company? So here's everything we know, but before we talk about where Apple will be after Tim Cook, we need to talk about Tim Cook's legacy. Also, if you want to support what we do here and get some stunning wallpapers as well in 1x1 8K, which is the highest quality on the market, you can get over 200 of them for free in our free-to-download app Wallpapers by using the link below. Just take a look at how awesome this looks. Okay, so having taken over Steve Jobs in 2011, Tim Cook has been known for his calm and methodical leadership style. When he became CEO, Apple was worth under $400 billion. Although, under Tim Cook's leadership, Apple became the first US company to hit a $3 billion market cap. This was not just thanks to Tim's focus on efficiency, global scale, and consistent product releases, but also because of his focus on a number of new product categories. In 2015, we had the Apple Watch, still the world's top-selling and most popular smartwatch. Then, in 2016, we had the AirPods, which were a massive success and kickstarted the whole wireless earbuds trend. Then, in 2020, we got Apple Silicon, transitioning from Intel and giving us unmatched performance and power efficiency on the Mac. Then, in 2024, we got the Apple Vision Pro, a new era that Apple calls spatial computing. Tim also transformed Apple into a services powerhouse, with services like iCloud, Apple Music, Apple TV Plus, and the App Store generating billions of dollars in recurring revenue. In 2024 alone, Apple Services business was larger than most Fortune 500 companies. Plus, as a supply chain expert, he also expanded Apple's manufacturing footprint in India and Vietnam, reducing reliance on China, all whilst also overseeing Apple's presence in emerging markets like India and Southeast Asia. He also committed Apple to carbon neutrality across their entire supply chain by 2030, and pushed for more sustainable materials and recycling programs across all of their product lines. And even though none of these were as revolutionary as the launch of the iPhone, all of these products, services, and decisions helped push Apple into becoming one of the most successful companies ever in history. But while Tim Cook has had a hugely successful run as Apple CEO, his tenure has not been without some hurdles, with the biggest one being Apple Intelligence. We've actually done a video back in March about how Apple Intelligence failed, but long story short, as you may know, Apple is very far behind their rivals like Google and Microsoft when it comes to AI. Everyone else has embraced generative AI and LLMs early, but Apple has only introduced Apple Intelligence in 2024 with a full launch scheduled for fall 2024, but we all know how that went. Back in March of 2025, Apple released an official statement, noting that Apple Intelligence will be delayed until 2026, with some analysts even saying that it will only come in 2027. And honestly, as of today, I only use Apple Intelligence to proofread my emails, and that's about it. I don't really use Image Playground or Genmojis, as I do find them quite useless. And the features that are indeed more useful, like visual intelligence, they do actually rely on Google search. And I think what's even worse is that unlike ChatGPT or Gemini, that basically they're just an app so you can install them on anything, Apple Intelligence only works on the latest iPhones and Macs. And the thing is that Gemini will soon get agentic capabilities to understand information from multiple apps, and then also operate them at the same time. So by the time Apple actually rolls out Siri 2.0 in 2026 or 2027, that would already be heavily out of date by then. Now, aside from Apple Intelligence, we've also got a lack of innovation on the smartphone side, with the iPhone remaining mostly unchanged for many years now, and only getting small iterative upgrades, like how the main camera module on the iPhone 16 Pro is the same one as on the 15 Pro and 14 Pro, while all the Chinese manufacturers are heavily improving their devices every few months. More failures include the lack of a foldable, despite Samsung, Google, Oppo, Huawei, and basically every other smartphone manufacturer having released a foldable many years ago, and Samsung is currently on their 7th generation, while Apple has yet to even enter the foldable market. Then we've got AirPower, which was announced but never released. Then the original HomePod that struggled with sales due to its high price and poor Siri performance. Then Apple Maps, which launched in 2012 but then faced widespread criticism, also playing a role in the departure of Scott Forstall, the then head of iOS software. But despite these hurdles, we do have to admit that Tim Cook has always been a great operator. Some critics admit that while Apple under Tim Cook has never been revolutionary, it has definitely been incrementally getting better, especially if we take a look at the Mac. But what will happen after Tim Cook steps down? What do we expect from Apple in the future? Well, first, let's talk about who could actually replace him. Mark Gurman wrote for Bloomberg that Tim Cook won't be stepping down anytime soon. He stated that even though Cook will be turning 65 in November, there's a very likely scenario in which he remains in charge of Apple for at least another half-decade. And when that happens, finding a successor won't be easy, as that successor will need to maintain the core values of privacy, premium design, and ecosystem integration. So I would expect an evolution, not a revolution in terms of Apple, when Tim Cook does eventually get replaced. Speaking of which, who could replace him? First off, we have Sadiq Khan, not to be confused with Sadiq Khan, the mayor of London. He has been with the company for over 30 years, and he oversees the entire global supply chain, everything from manufacturing to delivery. Known as a logistics mastermind, even Cook and Jeff Williams have praised his strategic mind. Then we've got John Ternus, the current frontrunner, according to Mark Gurman, who at 49 is young enough for long-term leadership, and he already oversees Apple's most important hardware, the iPhone, the iPad, the Mac, and the AirPods. Since joining in 2001, he's played a key role in Apple's shift to Apple Silicon, and he also holds increasing visibility at product launches. So if Tim Cook steps down in the next few years, then Ternus may be the natural choice. Then we've got Air Force One, aka Craig Federighi, the Senior Vice President of Software Engineering. He's arguably Apple's most charismatic public speaker. Known for leading iOS, macOS, and now Apple's AI efforts, Craig combines deep software leadership with unmatched stage presence. But with Craig being software-focused, Apple's board may prioritize a leader with broader operational background, considering the company's emphasis on hardware and services. Then we've got Greg Joswiak, or Jaws, Apple's Senior Vice President of Worldwide Marketing. He took over Phil Schiller and now leads global product messaging, ad campaigns, and also keynote narratives. Jaws is the face of the iPhone and shapes how Apple communicates with the world. While he has a wide view of the Apple ecosystem, I'm not sure if his marketing background may align with the board's expectations for a CEO. Then we've got Dieter O'Brien, the Senior Vice President of Retail and People. She's been at Apple for over 35 years. She's trusted by Cook and was handed both retail and HR responsibilities after Angela Adderts left. Her current path mirrors Tim Cook's pre-CEO roles, but despite her strong internal reputation, most analysts don't really see her as a leading contender. So who should lead Apple next? With Jeff Williams having stepped down, Ternus appears to be the favorite, but what do you guys think? Let me know in the comments down below. So what is next for Apple? Well, after a slow start, Apple is now investing heavily into AI, with rumors of Apple even considering buying Perplexity. We're also expecting a heavy focus on AR/VR, with the Apple Vision Pro being just the beginning. In fact, they're expected to release more affordable spatial computing devices over the next few years, including smart glasses to rival Meta. Then, there's the upcoming foldable iPhone, which is now set to release sometime around early 2027 to late 2026. And we also expect newer and way more powerful Macs following the success of Apple Silicon. I'm personally hoping for more budget-friendly devices, like a cheaper MacBook for students, which is rumored to come out early next year. Video about that over here, by the way. I'm also hoping for a cheaper Apple Vision Pro, well, non-Pro, than that foldable iPhone and the redesigned OLED MacBook Pro. And I'm also really hoping that Apple will continue to listen to their customers and address our concerns, and really push for innovations, especially in the iPhone space, kind of like how they did with the 2019 16-inch MacBook Pro, where they've listened to all the feedback and they've addressed all of that with a 2019 model. But what do you expect from Apple? What do you think the future of Apple should be after Tim Cook? And what do you think they should be focusing on? Better AI, more affordable products, more innovation in the iPhone space, or just being more eco-friendly? And who would you pick as Apple's next CEO? Let me know down below. Check out our app wallpapers for some awesome designs like this one. I'm Daniel, this means ZONEofTECH, and I'll see you guys in the next one. ZONEofTECH, signing out. Cheers.